Good afternoon, Miss Sarah. Thanks for the time. I hope you are really busy during the work, but as a student nurse, I would appreciate your time
That's all
for
right.
the future progression. Yeah, look, for my assignment, I have to find out the importance of the communication on everyday activity of different person working in different field. So, thanks for giving me the time. I just want to know how much important the communication is in your work field. First of all, what is your work and your background and the importance of the communication? Can you just a little bit explain about that?
No worries, G. Hi, my name is Erasker,
Yeah.
and I work as one of 3 cooks at Blue Care Center, Rothwell.
Or is it an aged care?
It is an aged care
Okay,
center,
yeah.
and we have 150 residents.
That's a big one.
It is quite
Yeah.
big, and we have a big staff working.
Okay.
I also work in the hospitality in the ward, so I work
Alright.
as a cook as well as the hospitality officer.
Like a dual type of the
Yes.
role.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And I find it important. It's helpful for me to work in the kitchen and the pod. And
So how do you feel that when you work in the kitchen as a cook and work in the point of service or point of delivery as a hospitality office, what is the easiness it brings to your work? What easiness it can bring?
you sort of put a name, a face to the name, the
Okay.
resident. When you're in the kitchen, you only know the name and details. But when you go out into the lodges, as
Okay.
we call them, I get to know the residents and communicate with them
Okay.
what their needs and cares are, what they like.
So you feel that the direct communication between you and the client who get the service.
Absolutely,
Makes
it's very
importance.
important. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So by that you can build up some relationship with them as well.
That's right, and it is
Okay.
also helpful to the other staff that I work with in the kitchen when
Okay.
I was a cook.
All right.
I can communicate to them what the residents, if they have special needs and cares, what they like, what they don't like.
Okay.
So it's important to build up a rapport with the residents
Okay.
to give them a better service.
Alright. So building a rapport is a basic part of the communication that you feel, is it?
Absolutely, communication is very important in the role of a cook.
Okay.
Because you have staff working for you on the day,
Okay.
and you need to be able to tell them what you need them to do, and communication is an important role
Okay.
to deal with staff on a daily basis.
Alright. So I can feel that you find out the importance of the building rapport for the communication. So what are the challenges you feel in the communication between you and the like a resident or you and the colleagues?
Sometimes I find it difficult coming from a foreign country, working in Australia. Sometimes there might be a language barrier. We have
Okay.
other nationalities working in
Yeah, that's what I can feel about me because I also from the overseas. So
That's right.
Like English communication
Yes.
and like a verbal, non-verbal communication. That's some side of the communication I feel difficult. So that's not only me. That's you as well.
No, of course,
Yeah,
because
okay.
a lot of the staff that we have, English has always been their second language.
Okay.
And so when you come to Australia and working in an Australian community, sometimes the issues happen,
Yeah.
and,
So we can feel it like a cultural type of
That's right.
language
yeah.
barrier is a
So
cultural impact.
it's important to be able to
Yeah.
sort it out and work, build up a rapport with the staff, and you get to know each one a little bit better to make a better day working there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said that you work in a SDL where the people are mostly elderly.
Yes.
So I feel that I can't imagine about how the environment to work within the elderly environment. So can you give me an insight that how hard it is to build up a rapport or communicate with the elderly people?
It is, yeah. In such a big aged care centre as we work, we range from about 70 years to 90, 100 years,
Okay.
and a lot of residents can communicate themselves, and then some others they can't. So, as a staff member, you have to build up and find a way of communicating with that resident as to
Okay, yeah.
what they like or what they don't like. And often I find if a resident can't communicate, sometimes a smile
Oh,
or
okay, like a non-verbal way.
non-verbal
Okay.
way, you can sort of let them know that
Okay.
you're there, sing out if you need something. So I find that just a smile or, just come sit with them and obviously I still communicate verbally, but after a while you get to know them,
Okay.
what they might not want or how their days, how they're feeling. You really, that is why I say it's important to go out into the lodges and have that communication with the resident.
So yeah, about the whole communication and putting myself in your shoes,
Yeah.
what I personally feel is being elderly clients which you are dealing constantly,
Yes.
it's really hard to communicate like normal.
Yes.
So sometimes you have to use the language, sign language,
Sign
or
language,
sometimes you
yes.
have to use the facial languages,
Yeah.
and sometimes you can easily communicate on the words as well. And
That's right.
okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
constantly you are just dealing with the cultural issues, like
Yes.
you're just dealing with the overseas person coming over in Australia and
Yes.
communicating. That's the one hard part of it.
It is, yeah. 'Cause
You have to adopt with
That's
their
right.
own, isn't it?
Predominantly, our residents are all Australian or English background, and
Oh, okay.
I come from an Asian background, so sometimes the way I speak, they might not understand, my
Yeah.
accent.
I can understand that because
Yeah.
I'm in the same situation.
Situation, yeah.
Because I born overseas, grew up overseas, all the
Yes.
education is overseas. So the communication sometimes, the pronunciation ways,
That's right,
the meaning of the
sometimes.
word can go wrong. And,
Exactly.
yeah, okay. So
Yeah.
that's the one challenge. And
Yes.
another is the basic need, is you say the building the rapport or building,
That's right.
building a relationship with someone you're dealing with.
That's right.
Okay.
And they get to know you just as much
Okay.
as
So
you
if
get to know
if
them.
you build up the relationship with someone you're dealing with, so how easy it will the communication afterwards?
It
If
does
the
get
relationship
easier.
becomes really
Yeah,
good, then
good, yeah.
it will be easy for the work.
It does make it easier, even with the staff. We've got a lot of foreign staff,
Okay.
and you do have misunderstandings from time to time. I always put that down to a language barrier.
Yeah, okay.
And once you get past that,
Yeah.
I don't find it,
So it's easy
it's
after
work.
that.
Yeah, it does get easier.
All right. So
Yeah.
making a relationship is the
Of
basic
course.
ground for the
A
easy
better
communication.
working environment
Yeah,
as
and
well.
for the better output of the work.
Of course, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's about the resident because of their age and because of their need, it's different. So how do you feel about your own staff? Like you are a cook, means you are the head of the certain department.
Yes.
So you have to deal with some certain number of people doing their different jobs. Sometimes you have to instruct them, sometimes you have to direct them, sometimes you have to. So tell me, if you can tell me that how it is easier to deal with someone from different background.
But,
Yeah, after developing a relationship in the communication.
relationship, yeah. It takes,
Not as a client, or just as like a work partner.
as a work colleague, yeah, it has its challenges.
Yeah.
You just got to get to know that person and try to think from which culture she's or
Okay.
he's from.
Okay.
Uh,
So like respect them.
Respect, of course, get to know.
Respect their culture
Yes,
as well.
I've always found I try to find out from where they are,
Okay.
what their background is, and
Yeah.
obviously it would be different to mine.
Yeah.
And try to do a little bit of research and put that effort into finding where that person is coming from, and especially the language. I think
Okay.
the language is always a bit
The
of a
major
barrier.
part in the communication.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I find just put that time and effort into
Mm.
looking into that person's background, and then I find that it's easier to. And at the same time, they feel more comfortable too if you are putting that effort into.
Okay. So
looking
it makes
to
your
see-
work easier.
Of
their
course it
work
does.
easier.
Yeah, and it
Okay.
makes for a better day, and
Yeah.
you at the end of the day you can give your residents a better care and better service.
What you are supposed to do.
What that is our main
Okay.
purpose of the job. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, that scenario which you have explained will help me because after finishing my degree, I'll be on the field where I have to deal with the similar type of the people.
That's right,
Maybe I
yeah.
can be interested in the aged care. So what you have
Yeah.
said that the rapport building or making a relationship and just trying to give them a small smile or something.
That's right. I have always found, just
Okay.
a smile,
That can
especially
make
our
a-
elderly residents.
Yeah.
I think it makes a world of difference. to
Okay.
them in their day. As I said, there's some they might not be able to communicate verbally,
Okay.
but I've always been of the belief, just a simple smile or you touch their hand or something, it just lifts them up. I have found that.
Okay.
you
That
know,
sort of communication.
That's, yeah, of
will
course, yeah, it's a
increase
different
the
form of